People watch on Twitch. That's what it's starting out with.
Keep that in. Keep that in.
Keep that in the YouTube video too.
Keep it in. Keep it.
All right. If you want it kept in, then hello. Welcome to episode
Oh,
3 of the Eurosteppin podcast. My name is Kevin. This is,
this is Dawn.
and what
Don't
a
actually keep that
beautiful
in.
week. Yes, we are keeping it in.
No,
Do you actually want to start again?
I don't care, bro. Let's go.
Then it's staying in. This has been a beautiful week for sports. Maybe the best event in sports history has happened. An event that happens yearly that everyone adores. Um, do you know what I'm talking about?
Are we starting with the finals?
No, we're starting with O'Neal Cruz finally
Oh,
getting called up, having an amazing game for the Pirates, absolutely demolishing my Chicago Cubs, and I loved every second of it. Um, did you watch the O'Neal Cruz game? He was absolutely magnificent.
no, but I was talking to you that night and you were just losing your mind.
Oh my
So
lord, this man,
I
his
can only
first at
imagine.
bat, 112 mile per hour hit right off the bat, insane power. As far as his arm strength, he was playing shortstop. He had the hardest thrown ball in the league so far this season. I think it was a 97 mile per hour throw to first base. He threw out Wilson Contreras. Um, he went 2 for 5 on the night. He had a 3 RBI double. He got caught trying to extend it to a triple. It was a very close play, but he was smiling while rounding the bases, just having an insane amount of fun his first game. I love to see it. I'm so glad that he's finally up. It's good for baseball, good for the Pirates. I don't care that much about the Pirates, but it's good for O'Neal Cruz, and that's what matters to me.
Good for him finally getting called up. I mean, it took him long enough. Plus, I'm glad he's actually wearing like a normal number now. He's
Yes,
not wearing like 61 or whatever the hell it was. Like,
he is no longer 61. He is now wearing a normal number, which is 15, and it looks really good on him.
like 61 was just the oddest choice. Maybe it meant something to him. I don't know,
I don't
but
care if it meant something to him. 15 looks so much better.
it really does. It really does.
But going back to what you were saying, the NBA Finals, they're finally over. The Warriors have won. Steph Curry finally got his Finals MVP. Aisha Curry was looking to make it look like a strap on. It was a beautiful event for the
What
Warriors and their
the
families.
fuck? I don't know about that last part being a beautiful event for the Warriors and their family. But good job to the Warriors. Yeah, I don't know. You really threw me off with that one.
uh,
But yeah, good job to them. Steph finally gets his finals MVP. He's now tied with Braun for chips, right? They both got four.
yes.
Yeah, they both got four. Yeah, I mean, he finally got his finals MVP. I know that's like the one thing that's been like talked the most about, or that was the one thing that people wanted to see the most from him is will he finally be the finals MVP? Because every time it's either been, it was Iggy one year, wasn't it KD one of the years, one of those years?
I think it was Iggy and then KD 2 years.
Yeah, like he's just never gotten the chance to be the MVP, but he's finally got it. Happy for him. Um, what do you have to say about the Warriors before I move on to Boston?
Just great team. Somehow they got it done even without Draymond playing good. First few games, their shooters weren't playing good. It was literally just Steph Curry, but Steph Curry is just so good. He willed them to a victory. I love it whenever they win. Their parades are very fun. Henny Clay is one of my favorite players in the world, right behind Henny
That man
Jr.
is fucking Ed Reed in the flesh, dog.
He
Jesus
loses
Christ.
his fucking shit whenever he gets to a championship. He gets drunk as hell, high as hell. Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole are gonna get paid big money this offseason congratulations to the Warriors. All of them deserve it. All of them look happy, and that's what it's all about, my guy.
Um, yeah. So as Draymond said, fuck them. But
Fuck them.
with Boston, so even though they did lose in, was it was it 4-2? Yeah, it was
Yes,
4-2.
6 games.
Okay. 4-2, that's sort of how I expected it to go. Um, I think with Boston, I think it was good for Boston, even if they got 4-2, for Tatum and Brown to finally get to that stage. And the thing with them losing the way they did, they know everything not to do. You know what I mean? So now when they go forward into the future, if they can ever get to that stage again, like they learn from their mistakes already, kind of
Yes,
thing.
don't let Tatum
So
take 2 point shots.
no, yeah, I feel that, but um, yeah, I think for Boston it's like a good learning experience. I may have been one of the only people that might have given them a slightest shot ever, but yeah, it's just gonna be a learning experience. And I'm interested to see what that duo of JT and JB ends up being like.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting off season. See what they decide to do. Because I mean, you make it to the finals. It seems like there aren't like obviously you don't think there should be too much you have to do with how young of a team they are, but whenever there was a team in the East, such as the Milwaukee Bucks, who missed out by their second best player getting injured, um, you have to do some adjustments and see how you can make your team better. I'm very interested to see how that team does it. They have a very good front office with Brad Stevens there, very good coach with Ime. So we'll see what they're able to do, how they're able to get better, and see if they're able to come back next season. Yeah, I don't know what Al Horford will be next season. He's going to be 37 years old. Someone needs to take the phone away from Anna Horford. Um, and
Please take the phone away from Ann
please,
Horford. It is,
you thought that was his wife with how she was
bro.
messaging. That's his sister.
Dude, no, honestly, I really thought that was his wife. Like, I thought we were witnessing some NBA NBA Hot Wives or whatever that show, the Real Housewives or whatever. I
Yeah,
thought we were getting an NBA edition of that real quick on Twitter. Like,
nah, that's his sister. She's very outspoken of her
someone
brother.
in that family needs to talk to her, dog.
Yes.
Please.
But it'll definitely be very interesting. Warriors in a very good spot, very young team. Well, obviously they have the bird rights for everyone, so I believe they can bring everybody back if they want to.
I think
Um,
they should if they are able to. I think maybe you see. My thing is this: they traded back for like Tice and
mm,
stuff like that, but they didn't really use him in the playoffs at all. I think if you're not gonna use him in those kind of minutes, you should try to at least get something that's gonna help you free up room, like money wise, to like sign someone that can help you in those like situations. Because at that point, it's just like a sitting roster spot, in my opinion.
yeah, it's just
Right.
like a in case of emergency type player, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll see if Jordan Poole, if he wants to be a starter, if he wants that role of being a third option. Obviously he's probably gonna have to leave to do that. Um, but we'll see. Either way, he's going to get paid. It'll be a very interesting offseason with the people that are available, with the draft that's coming up. The draft will be something that kind of shows what teams believe the future is. One thing I kind of want to bring up draft wise is there are now things circulating that the Suns are really trying to bring back DeAndre Ayton. They don't believe they have the money to do so. So they're trying to trade up for the eighth pick in order to save money. And it looks like Cameron Johnson might be a key person in that trade to head to the New Orleans Pelicans, who are willing to trade the number eight pick because they believe they can be a contender next year with the right pieces. So a player like Cameron Johnson will help them. You're going to see a lot of trades like that, I think, this offseason because also the Warriors, if they don't want to pay that much in luxury tax, they're going to have to trade someone like Andrew Wiggins or Jordan Poole and see if they trade up in the draft for more future pieces and stuff like that. So
If I'm the Pelicans, I'm taking that trade.
I am
Cam
as well.
Johnson is a amazing pickup that they can definitely use. If they can get that. That's see, and the thing is, that Pelicans roster keeps getting better, and it's low key like scary what they're doing over there. Alvarado, CJ, Bi, Zion. You can bring in Cam. You got Jonas there. They got a nice little squad. I'm not
They
even gonna
do.
lie to you. Like
It looks
it's
like
they're
Jackson
gonna be
Hayes is on his
interesting.
way out too, so
Well,
we'll
Jackson Hayes has to go through legal issues first
he has a lot of
before
legal
he's worrying
issues.
about
That
a damn
that
NBA
man
contract.
cannot stop hitting people.
Women especially, but
Women, police, just anybody that shouldn't be hit, he's going to hit.
yeah, we gotta I think it'd be sort of smart for them to cut ties just to cut out any distractions. Granted, Jackson Hayes when he is on the floor, he does well, but
He's also
it's like
hitting people whenever he's on the floor, though.
oh my
He is
god.
really living to the Sideshow Bob nickname. He's doing a very good job of living up to that.
That's terrible but accurate. Terrible but accurate. Oh my god. But if we're gonna stay on the draft, I know you wanted to talk a little bit on the draft. Before you get started, though, I just want to say two things that I have on the draft. Um, one, Orlando Magic, whatever you do, for the love of God, please do not fuck up this draft pick. That's all I ask. I don't care who you bring in. I will welcome them with open arms. Jeff, whatever the fuck your last name is, Welt something, don't fuck this up. All I ask. Just
I
don't fuck it up.
I think this is a draft where it depends
Because
what you
there's
want.
no. Yeah, okay. So let me tell you, I'm cool with either Paulo or Jabari. Chet worries me because one, Chet's attitude is like the Tyler Hero cocky attitude, which I think is going to get checked at the door real quick when he goes against someone like that just gonna body him, like
Joel.
a big center. Yeah, like Joel or like even Steven Adams. Steven Adams is literally pushing that man with his fucking pinky out the way. And what worries me about Chet is that he has the Mo Bamba frame, and after dealing with 3 years of constantly being worried that anytime they do something that their whole body is just gonna like snap, I can't do it anymore. I'm not saying he can't grow a frame because it's very possible. Look at what happened to Giannis, but I don't think the Magic are patient enough for them to wait on Chet's frame to grow out.
Can
Like
I
I
tell
just,
you a stat that I think is hilarious?
I'm sorry, you were cutting out. Can you say that again?
Can I tell you a Chet Holmgren stat that I think is hilarious?
Go for it.
So the top three in this draft are Chet Holmgren, 7 foot tall; Jabari Smith, 6'10"; Paolo Banchero,
Paulo
is six
six
foot
foot
ten.
ten. Yeah.
Paulo is 250 pounds. Jabari Smith is 220.
Isn't
Chet
Chet like
Holmgren
under?
is 195, which is the
That's
same
what I
weight
thought.
as 6'4" shooting guard Jaden Ivy.
Yikes. Yeah, see, I need someone that has a frame, bro. I can deal with 6'10". I can deal with that because look at how Wendell Carter's been doing, and he's 6'10". If we get two 6'10" guys, I can deal with that. But being
Mm.
under 200 pounds, obviously you can put on weight. It just scares me, man. Like I can't do it. I can't do it. But I don't know. I personally think the top three, because that's what I'm the most knowledge. That's the most knowledge I have. Is the
Mm-hmm.
top three guys. I think we get Jabari at one. The Magic get Jabari. I think Chet goes to the OKC Thunder because it's just the most fitting for him. And honestly, I can't see any teams trading up for him. And then three, I think it gets tricky because the Houston Rockets have that pick, right?
Yeah, but they just traded Christian Wood.
Yeah, so this is, but listen, hear me out. They're either gonna draft Paulo, or I think Portland trades up for that pick and they cut ties with Nurkic. It's just a thought, but I think Portland's gonna try to make a top four push because I think they were pretty pissed about getting like the number 7 seed,
I,
especially Dame.
I think if they
So
make a push, it would be for Jaden Ivy.
you, but see, okay, why? But another guard when you have Simons, that's already two guards right there. Unless
I
Simons
think
is a forward and I'm
Simons would be
stupid.
no Simons would be a part of the trade, I believe.
Well, if listen, if Simons is on the fucking table, hold on, let me Google this guy's name. I wanted to make sure he gets the message. Jeff Weltman. If Anthony Simons is on the table, you bring him here. He
For the
comes here
first
every
pick?
single offseason. No, hell no, not for the first pick, but give him like T Ross. T Ross wants to go somewhere.
Well, no,
I mean, I love
they
T
would
Ross.
want a top four pick is the
I don't
thing.
care. Give me Ant. Give me Ant.
Okay, then
He
give them
comes
the
here
first
every
overall
off
pick.
season. Hell no, not the first pick, but we can work something out
God
with
damn you.
Portland. We can we can trade Jonathan Isaac. Yeah, we
No.
can trade Jonathan Isaac.
I'm
Yeah,
Portland's
I'm cool
GM.
with
I
that.
say no.
Get Jonathan Isaac out of here, please.
um, I kind of disagree with you. I think Chet Holmgren is the best in the draft. Um, I have it as a two-man race. I know you just said Paolo is a guy you want. I don't have him in the race. I think it's between Chet and Jabari, and I think it depends on where you look at your front office. Um, if you want to compete now, I think the best player right now in the draft is Jabari Smith. If you want to compete 5 years in the future, I think the guy with the most room to grow is Chet Holmgren. I think Paulo Banchero is right in the middle. I think Paulo Banchero right now is better than Chet Holmgren, but I don't think he has as high as a ceiling. Um, so that's why I kind of have Paulo in the three spot. But I kind of, for the first three picks, I have it Magic getting Chet, um, OKC getting Jabari, and then number three, Rockets getting Paulo. I think the Rockets kind of like it's whoever lands there. It's either going to be Jabari or Paulo, I believe. Waiting there for the three spot for them. They obviously just traded Christian Wood. They don't really have any ties with anybody on their team besides um, Jalen Green and who was the guy they just got from Cleveland that had a good season last year?
Kevin Porter.
Yeah, KPJ. And just neither of them I see as primary ball handlers. They're both kind of guys that are there to score. That's what Paulo Banchero does. Paulo Banchero is a facilitator. He's a good defensive facilitator. He doesn't have that great of a shot. Very Ben Simmons esque. Uh, so he would be a great guy to bring in there, have him play some point forward for you. So that way your two like young scorers can grow with him and get open shots while he's there facilitating the floor for you, playing great defense at the same time. Um, the next guy, who I believe is going number four, I believe he should go higher. He's my favorite guy in the draft, Jaden Ivy. I have some bias towards him. He goes to my alma mater, the alma mater Purdue. With that being said, rest in peace, Caleb Swanigan. But Jaden Ivy, I think he's the best player in the draft. He's going to go number four. There's been a lot of talks. A lot of teams want him. The New York Knicks want him. As I was saying, the Portland Trail Blazers want him. He's a very good, young, talented guard. Um, he reminds me of like a John Morant esque, De'Aaron Fox. He's insanely fast, incredibly fast. He needs to fix some of his shooting. His 3 point took a big jump this season, so he's already improving there. Um, he has a little bit of a problem where he just kind of tries to make a play happen, and it kind of messes up the play for the rest of the team. With NBA coaching, I see that evening itself out, so I don't even consider that a big problem. I expect very big things from Jaden Ivy, and whoever gets him at 4, I think, is going to be the lucky team in the draft.
So you don't think that the Kings are going to try to work out a trade?
No, I think the Kings will trade for like that pick. I think the Kings. You don't make that trade for Domantas Sabonis last season without trying to make the playoffs. So I still think they're going to try and get a player. I just don't exactly like it. Just with the Knicks
What team
being,
do you think might try to make a move? Like, who do you think is going to try to make a move?
I think right now Knicks and Portland are the two strongest bets. I think they're the teams that want it the most. Um, Portland, I think, has a better trade offer. I think you possibly get Anthony Simons and Nurkic together, so you get two players. The Knicks are also right there, but I just like Julius Randle and Domantas Sabonis are the same person, except Julius Randle gets rebounds and is white. Or Julius Randle gets rebounds and is black. I messed up who I was talking about.
Julius
Julius Randle is
Randle's
not white.
white.
Um, but they're the same player, and I would absolutely despise to see both of them on the court at the same time. So I don't want it to happen. I also don't trust the Knicks with my baby boy Jaden Ivy.
Your
Um,
baby
my
boy.
baby boy.
Oh, oh Lord.
Um, don't hurt him, please. Whoever drafts him. I just I don't think it's going to be a Kings pick. I don't think they're going to be the ones that get to reap the benefits of having Jaden Ivey on their team because they're in a very win now attitude. Portland is as well, but I think they need to cut some salary. Hence them trading Nurkic. Hence them getting rid of Anthony Simons so that way they don't have to give him an extension. Get Jaden Ivey for the fourth overall money, and then sign someone in free agency, whoever that be, to fit along him and Dame, um, and keep on going.
Okay. Um, any other draft picks you want to talk about? Anyone
I
else
can
stands
go
out?
all through the lottery if you want 1 through 14.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm
Yeah,
with it.
I'm good with that. Number 5, I like Shadion Sharp or Shaden Sharp. I think it's Shaden Sharp. From
I'm
Kentucky.
lost too.
He's a shooting guard. And goddamn, can this man jump? He
Yeah.
can jump so god. Let's see, 49-inch vertical leap, 6'6"
Damn.
frame with a 7-foot wingspan. If this man goes up in the air, you are not stopping him. He's incredibly fast. The big thing with him, as a lot of like guys like this have, um, they just take a lot of risks. They might not know exactly where they're going with a dribble, but it's going to be going towards the basket, which leads to turnovers. Um, I kind of just trust people like this just because whenever you have that freak athletic ability, you can't teach that. You can teach the rest of the stuff. So I trust it to iron out on the next level with NBA coaching. With the Detroit Pistons, I think this pick depends a lot on how much faith you still have in Killian Hayes, who hasn't seemed to make too many big leaps. So if you still trust in Killian Hayes, I don't see a point of going for a guard. I could see them getting Keegan Murray of Iowa if they still do believe in Killian Hayes. Personally, I don't believe in Killian Hayes as much as I believe in Shadion Sharp. And so that's why I would have them go with Shaden Sharp for that pick. Um, Indiana Pacers are number 6. Um, I don't know if I see them taking this pick, just because of how much trade possibility they have with their team.
Yeah,
Whether that is like
Brogdon.
them jumping up in the trade or if they use this pick in Brogdon to trade for a different player or just something. If they do take it, it's just draft the best person available, whoever you believe is best for your franchise, because nobody there besides Tyrese Halliburton is set in stone. With that, you could go Keegan Murray, who's a very good power forward from Iowa. Um, he played against no, he didn't play against, but Tyrese Halliburton played Iowa State, so both of them Iowa guys. They can bond over corn. Um,
Who the hell's bonding over corn, dog?
you're from Iowa, man. You love that corn.
Oh Lord.
But Keegan Murray, very good forward, very good 3-point shooting forward. He shot 55% in college overall. Um, really good at getting to the basket, scoring. He needs to focus a little bit on his like inside game, but the game of basketball is going more out towards the 3-point line. So like, how much do you need to worry about it? Um, After that is the seventh pick by the Trailblazers. If they trade to the fourth pick, I imagine this pick goes with it. So this pick I kind of have being with the Kings, and I see them getting Dyson Daniels. He's a shooting guard. He played in the G League this year. He's just a really, really good defensive player. Um, he play makes, he defends. His shooting's not fully there, but like if I'm the Kings, I really need defense with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis there. And then depending on who you get, if it is with Portland, like I have them doing, Anthony Simons being there as well, you need a defensive guy to make up for those. Dyson Daniels will give you that. He's one of the best defensive guards in this draft. You're not going to find many people to give you what he can at the guard position, defensive wise. Um, New Orleans Pelicans, we talked about it earlier. I do believe that Cam Johnson trade will have, I don't, or will happen. I don't see a negative for either team if it allows the Suns to keep DeAndre Ayton. They also get an eighth pick. Meanwhile, the Pelicans get a much needed Cam Johnson. I'd imagine they would get something else in return, such as like maybe like Elfrid Payton or Cam Payne, just a guard to help them depth wise. Might not be the best player on paper, but it's someone that will help them long run. I could see them replacing that guard with, I love this name, Benedict Mathurin. Um, he's a shooting guard out of
Benedict.
Arizona. Benedict. I love this. My favorite player is no longer in it. I wish he was. Next year, you all will see the brilliance of Terquavion Smith of NC State. But with that being said, he's not in this draft. Benedict, he's a scorer. He's going to put points on the board. Um, that's about what he does, and expect a lot of that from him while he is on the Suns. Um, do you want me to keep going? Because as it goes, like there is a little bit pickier. Like I have my favorites for teams, but it's just like it gets harder to just like say this is a very balanced like draft class in my mind. Like all of these guys, like besides like the first four guys, could go anywhere. Like I've seen things where on this like ranking it says 18th is EJ Liddell of Ohio State. I've seen him go like 10th in some mocks. Like it's kind of just very all clumped together in the top like um 5 through 30 guys.
It's fun. I can move. I can move on to a different subject.
Um, I'll just give
Um,
three names to watch out for as well that I haven't mentioned. Ty Ty Washington, he's a great point guard. He had some difficulties this year at Kentucky. Keep an eye on him. He's a really good player. Jalen Duran at Memphis, really good center. He's going to go wherever he wants to go on the court with his athletic ability. He needs to focus a little bit more on being efficient offensively. He's not using his athletic ability correctly there, but defensively, he's an absolute monster. And then Patrick Baldwin's another guy to watch out for. Um, he's an insane shooter. This year, he was really, really bad. And I don't really know where that came from. He was at the University of Milwaukee. Obviously, there's not another player to guard at the University of Milwaukee, so it led to him getting doubles, sometimes triple teamed. Um, but I would keep an eye on those three guys for this coming year.
Okay, gotcha. Um, Let me see. So before I get into trades and free agency, do you want to talk about that boy Trez, as in Montrez Harrell, catching
Yes,
a weed charge?
big time
So
weed charge.
if you don't know, Montrez Harrell, he got caught with 3 pounds of weed in the state of Kentucky.
Not a good state to get caught in.
Not a state at all. Vacuum sealed bags, and basically he could be facing or is facing felony charges. As anytime you have more than, I want to say, 28 grams is technically considered as you are selling.
Yes,
So yeah, this is basically a really bad felony charge that he caught. My thing is this: just have someone else with you and have someone else take the charge. You are a professional basketball player. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't care about the weed part. It's having someone, not having someone there to take it for you. You have too much at stake. You know what I
yes,
mean? Like, you are a professional athlete making millions. So to me, that's just stupid. If you're gonna do that, at least have a fall guy with you, someone that is understanding of their role.
yes. The
Um,
promise of taking care of their family if they get arrested. If
Facts.
you get
So
arrested for me, your kid to go to college for free.
it's just it's a little bit stupid on Trez, but that is wild to me. So yeah, free Trez. That's all I really have to say about that. I just thought that was interesting. That literally, like, before the off season, this happens to him. So that's crazy.
Yes, if you are an NBA player in your off season, do not go to the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, that was just a bad idea. I
Yes,
don't know if that was home for him or what
he
that
did go
was.
to University of Louisville, so
Okay, so that does make sense, but still, everything about that just, bro, you have to be thinking ahead about shit like that.
he had to go get the Jack Harlow meal at KFC in Real, Kentucky.
Fuck out of here. um, okay, so now that we got that out the way about Trez, I do want to move on to um something interesting I saw. So Matisse Thybulle is apparently eligible for a 5-year, 186 million max. I don't know if it's this coming off season. I want to say it is, or it could be next. But that man who plays defense is just out here about to catch himself a bag. Personally, I wouldn't give him a bag. I definitely thinks he deserves his money, but not the max.
Yes, he's not going
The
to make
max can
37.5 million a year.
just to play defense, to me, that's a little bit absurd.
Hey,
But
I mean, Ben Simmons was entrusting him to take the last second shot against the Hawks at one time.
and I don't know why. And I don't know why. But that's just an interesting topic. I saw that he's actually eligible, and it's very possible he could get it. Um,
I can't see him getting more than 20 million a year.
I mean, if a team's reasonable, yeah.
For just like yeah, if he had some offense, if he was somewhat efficient offensively, I would bring him on, but like even his defensive style is very aggressive and can like hurt the team if he's not around the right players. He needs a big rib defender defensively to help him because he likes to play behind the ball, and that's how he gets his blocks and steals is due to how long his wingspan is. He likes to play behind the ball handler, and the reason he can do that on Philadelphia is he has a rim defender in Joel Embiid there to help the guy not just charge the rim. So he's going to, if he does sign somewhere in free agency, he's going to need to go somewhere with an elite rim defender. And if they don't have that, I'm very scared for what his defensive numbers will look like after that.
Hmm. Do you have any potential ideas as to where you think he might go
I
if he
mean,
doesn't stay with the Sixers?
if the Utah Jazz only
I
trade
was
Donovan
thinking that.
Mitchell, then I mean it makes sense to go somewhere like a Rudy Gobert, who is the best defensive player in the league. To just have Matisse Thybulle going behind the ball carrier so they can't get back behind the 3 point line. They're stuck taking an inefficient shot at the mid range level that can still get blocked by Rudy Gobert or Matisse Thybulle. Like, that would be a dangerous combination. But I mean, Joel Embiid, he's a top three defensive like center in the league. It's probably Joel, Rudy, and then I have to think about the other centers who are just insanely defensive.
Would you classify? Well, Steven Adams,
Steven Adams, yeah, he uses a lot of strength. I'm
very
trying to
dominant
think
in the
of
paint.
guys that have like wide wingspans because that's kind of a big thing that helps with it. Um, so I mean, he teams up with Mo Bamba wherever he goes. They're just a wingspan crew.
I'm telling you, bro, if the Magic fucking drafted Chet and we kept Mo, we could literally run a lineup of of Chet, Mo Bamba, Franz Wagner, Jonathan Isaac, and I forgot. Oh, and Bol Bol.
Bowl.
We
You
could,
you
we can
guys
have Bol
get
Bol as a point guard.
you guys paid Matisse 37.5 million, all five of them.
They just lock arms at fucking half court,
Yes.
have fun trying to get by.
Get by us, pussies. Um, One thing I would like to talk about free agency wise, no good team really has money at the moment. Um, it looks like cap space wise, the top five teams to have cap space are far and above everybody else. So the top five right now, none of them are really competitive besides maybe the fifth team, which is the Portland Trailblazers. Number one most money is the Orlando Magic. They have
Let's
27
go.
million to spend. Pistons have 27 million to spend. The Pacers have 25 million. The Spurs have 22, and then Portland has 21. The next best is the New York Knicks, who have a negative 2.49 cap space. So it goes from 21 million to negative 2.49. In the NBA, you can be negative, but you have to pay a luxury tax, and your owner has to be willing to pay that. Um, and so like, are the Knicks willing to go deeper into the luxury tax to do something? Because I mean, they missed the playoffs this year, right?
Yo, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how
they
much do
fell
you
apart.
trust your team to like make a signing of one of the bigger guys and still make the playoffs this year? Like, how much does Dolan believe they can make the playoffs and willing to pay however much that is in luxury tax?
I don't know. That's interesting. Um, I'm honestly surprised that the Magic are leading in cap space. I mean, I don't really think we're gonna do much with that,
Yeah,
but
y'all don't have much like players under contract. Your biggest contract would be well, Gary Harris at like 16, and then it would be
T. Ross.
T Ross at 13. So it's like y'all aren't paying anybody. Like, you
Yeah,
don't
because
go.
everyone's under rookie contracts still,
Exactly.
basically.
So you guys got hella money. Everyone's going to be hitting restricted free agency at the same time. It's going to be cap hell whenever that comes. But for right now, y'all are living in luxury. Um,
I just
but
hope we don't spend that money poorly.
mm,
I really hope we don't spend that money poorly.
I mean, you guys could always get a scorer like Zach Levine this coming off season. One thing I do want to talk about the Knicks a little more because the Knicks are very interesting. For some reason, like it always does feel like free agency is going to run through New York, and then nobody signs with the Knicks. People did sign with Boston. I guess free agency ran through New York that offseason, but not through the Knicks.
I think
Um,
that changes this year.
yeah, but I get told that every single year.
No, but I actually think they might try to push the needle this year for once.
I feel like it's going to finally happen. I think Colin Sexton's going to be a New York Knick.
What the hell did you just say?
I think Colin Sexton's going to be a New York Knick. I think
Can you
Sexland
can
is
you
over.
explain your reasoning as to why he'd be a Nick out of all things?
Colin
I
Sexton
don't
has
like
been
the
like
fit.
linked to New York for a while. And then I just like Cleveland. They're young and they need more depth. I could see just getting rid of Emmanuel quickly, who he's better than. Doing like an Emmanuel quickly and adding just another like young guy or something like that. Just get Colin Sexton to a place he wants to be. Um, I don't think it'll be a good match, but I think Colin Sexton to New York has been a link for a while, and I think New York for some reason wants Colin Sexton. I don't want Colin Sexton, but I'm not a Knicks fan, so as long as
I
he's
think
not
that
in the Bulls uniform, I'm fine.
I think that fits terrible.
I do too, but it's been a link for a very long time, and I think it has to be like talked about.
I mean, yeah, no, for sure. If it's been linked before, then it definitely deserves to be talked about. I just don't see it. I mean, okay, so I did have a couple free agents. Well, not free agents, but I did have a couple I can see making moves.
Hmm.
So I want to start with Kyrie first of all, and you're gonna think I'm crazy with my destinations for Kyrie, but I have three potential destinations for Kyrie if he does leave Brooklyn. Would you like me to start with the? Okay, I'm gonna start with the more tame one, and then I'll leave my wild one for
I'm gonna
last.
boo if I don't like them.
You're probably gonna hate all of them. Okay, my first destination I have for Kyrie is I think the Heat could possibly make some trades, some moves. PJ Tucker did opt out, so that saved them 7 mil right there. I think the Miami Heat might be a potential suitor to make some trades and some more room to sign Kyrie.
I'm not gonna boo
Um,
that one.
I just don't know how that's gonna really work contract wise. I don't know how much you have to give up, but I
A
think
lot.
that's yeah, definitely a lot. You're gonna have to gut that whole
If
team.
he leaves his 36.5 million player option, he's expecting to get 37.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay then. I do actually like I do actually like that then. So that's possible. That's my number one spot. Number two spot. I can literally imagine this man just going a couple hours down in New York and honestly becoming a Nick. Um yeah,
Boo.
I know you I know you were gonna boo that one. And
Boo.
you're really gonna boo the third one, but I can really see Kyrie just joining up with them. Sure that would definitely. Honestly, as wild as it sounds, maybe crosstown trade Julius Randle for Kyrie Irving. Who knows?
Boo.
But I can sort of see Kyrie somehow ending up in a Nick jersey next year. That's very possible to me. And then the third one is gonna be a total head scratcher, but the Boston Celtics. I'm gonna say.
Boo! No, this is the worst. I like the Knicks better. How did I like the Knicks better? How did you make this worse for me?
Listen. The way he was just talking about Boston in his street. I don't know if you've been keeping up with
Boo!
with Kyrie's Twitch streams at all, but he literally said his heart was actually in Boston. Before someone in his family passed away, and then shit had switched up. But yeah, I mean, I could honestly see it. It would be very weird, very awkward for Celtics fans after they just got done booing this man.
Boo!
But I can see it. I can
I
I can definitely see it.
I see three possibilities for Kyrie. One, which I think is the most likely, he's in a Nets uniform next season. Two, I can see him in a Clippers uniform.
That's interesting. I was thinking about that when I was coming up with my top three, but I'm just like I don't know.
I think
I
the
don't
cap
know.
space can technically work. Clippers would have to trade. a lot more picks, which they already don't have many picks, to get Kyrie, but I don't see why the Nets would say no. If Kyrie is going to leave, you have to get picks in order to try and do absolutely anything because you have no picks at the moment if you're the Brooklyn Nets, as per usual with the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, because you're
Um,
constantly in win now attitude.
my third, and you can boo this one because I partially want to boo it. He goes back to the land.
Okay, now I was thinking about that too, and I was thinking about Boston, but I'm like, I can't see it because not Boston, Cleveland sort of did him dirty on his way out. I don't know if so. Another thing that has to do with his Twitch streams, but he was saying about how when he potentially just talked about the general idea of a trade when he was there the first time, he was all the way in China, and they leaked the information that he was gonna get traded. So he's overseas watching ESPN talk just what about him getting traded, and he can't call or do anything because he's fucking overseas. I just thought it was weird. Like I don't think he was a fan of how that relationship ended. So that's why I had to take him off my list. I can see it though. Jared Allen and Kyrie Irving, I would cry for that combination.
No, I think it would be crazy. Him,
If
so
they can
like,
keep Garland too, oh my god, what a
yeah,
backcourt.
I think the trade would be like for Colin Sexton, like
Yeah,
Sexton
I
and
can see
Laurie
that more.
probably.
I can see Sexton more in a Nets uniform than I can a Knicks uniform to me personally.
Those are just my three possibilities for Kyrie. Those are the three destinations I like most. Um, that Boston one makes me sick to my stomach.
Bro, I can really see it though. I'm not even capping with you. He said he loved Boston, like everything about Boston. So I mean, maybe he tries to give it another shot,
Heading
but
into free agency, people say they love Cleveland, bro. It's Cleveland. You don't love Cleveland. You're just there
no,
to get
bro,
a
dude, he
fucking
was saying
paycheck.
this like after he got eliminated from like this was a couple months ago. Like this wasn't recently. You know
I
what I
also
mean?
think Kyrie Irving. I think he's a very toxic at the mind. I think he likes drama surrounding him. It seems like he'll do it like Anthony Davis too. Whenever Anthony Davis went streaming and he found someone in a Steph Curry uniform after they just lost to like the Warriors or something, and he like chucked him off a fucking like cliff. I think these
Well,
players just like some drama in their life.
oh God,
Do you
maybe. I
remember
mean, but
whenever
Anthony
AD did
Davis is
that?
is a diva. No, I don't watch Anthony Davis on Twitch. I watched him once and I said never again.
He literally kidnapped someone in a Steph Curry like uniform and threw them off a curb.
Good. Lakers are trash
It was
anyways this year.
hilarious. One thing that's shocking to me that nobody is talking about, and Bradley Beal,
That
he's
was
the guy
next
I'm
on my
talking
list.
about.
I want
He,
to bring up something about this. Go ahead.
well, I just want to say this, and then I'll let you, and then I'll like finish my thing. He said he knows where he's going. He just wants to enjoy his off season with his kids. So he already knows the destination. He's already talked to teams. Technically not allowed, but he said it, and yeah, I have like a thing that it's kind of messing with me that nobody's talking about, but I would like to hear what you have to say first.
I will let you carry on because I feel like mine is going to totally dump your whole idea on top of your head, on top of his head. So go ahead.
Why is nobody talking about the Bulls? The Bulls have just lost their shooting guard in Zach LaVine, who is going to roughly make around the same money Bradley Beal should be asking for. Um, and Bradley Beal's college coach is Billy Donovan, who is the head coach of the Chicago Bulls right now. I feel like the Chicago Bulls have a better chance than most teams with that, losing Zach LaVine to get the better scorer in Bradley Beal. And
Can
I
you
just
say that again? You're cutting out really badly right now.
Sorry, I was just saying I don't see why nobody's talking about the possibility of the Bulls getting Bradley Beal when his college coach is in Chicago. The Bulls are losing Zach LaVine, who plays the same position, and is basically told to do the same task Bradley Beal is, which is to go out there and score. Certainly, Bradley Beal does it in a different way than Zach LaVine, as he's not as athletic, but he is the better shooter all around. And so I just don't see why the Bulls aren't being talked about more in the Bradley Beal like sweepstakes.
Okay, so I can definitely see that as a trade. I mean, it works. It makes sense. Beal and DeRozan would be a cool combo, but I think I got an even better combo for you that you are going to boo. So
I'm prepared.
Bradley Beal resigns in Washington.
Who's the sign and trade for?
He's coming home. Bring back that boy KD Trey to Washington.
I hate you.
I mean, bro, listen, I can definitely see it. You trade Kristaps' a big ass contract. You send him to the Nets. You probably have to give up a little bit more. But if KD would definitely love to come home.
Would he?
Bradley be I would think so. I would think so. I think he'd be willing to at least try it for 1 year. I think KD comes home. He plays with the Wizards for 1 year. They team up him and Bradley Beal, and we watch as that unfolds. I don't know if it's gonna be well because I feel like that's two guys that get injured a lot on the same team, which is sort of scary. But I really like that pairing in my head of KD and Bradley Beal together.
I would have liked it better if you said Beal for Kyrie and then Beal's in Bed-Stuy with KD.
So you like it when Beal's in the Nets, but you don't like my trade when he stays with Washington?
Yes.
That doesn't make any fucking
I don't
sense.
think Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant wanted to be in Washington, he would be in Washington right now. I think Kevin Durant actually likes the New York Nets. He is the GM there for the most part, and I think he likes that ability. Nets are kind of the first team to give him that, um, and I don't think he wants to leave. I don't see any displeasure with the team. I think he understands a lot of the frustration came with just like the team that was set up and could have went a long way, just due to freak things such as COVID caused it all to fall apart. I don't think he blames the front office for that. I think he likes the coaching staff as well. I don't see him wanting to leave Brooklyn. I'm not saying it's
Mm.
impossible, but I just don't see him wanting to leave Brooklyn. Definitely not for Washington, who has a very much more uncertain coaching staff. One thing to watch out for, I guess, Quinn Snyder. Just watch where he goes at coaching. Wherever he goes, that's certainly going to lead some free agents. With him being, in my opinion, possibly the best coach in the league behind well, I shouldn't say best because I think Eric Spoelstra is the best, and obviously Greg Popovich is still a coach. But Quinn Snyder definitely in top five in the league and will attract free agents to whatever team he decides to go to.
Speaking of coaching, did you hear about Mike D'Antoni getting a interview with the Hornets?
I did. It's very interesting.
I like it. I really like it because I feel like LaMelo and James Harden are not that they're similar players, but I feel like they're similar to like coach. So I feel like it's not like weird for Mike. I don't know.
You
I like the
just
fit
gave
though.
me an aneurysm. I thought you were about to say James Harden's going to Charlotte. I was like, the
Oh
strip clubs
hell
are
no.
not of James Harden quality.
Uh, James Harden would get traded in 3 weeks of being in Charlotte, bro. It ain't
James Harden
happening.
would retire if he got traded to Charlotte. I was like, bro, stop. But no, Mike D'Antoni. I don't like Lamelo Ball. It would be a good trade for or a good signing for them, good coach for them. You'll hear a lot more humdiddly dees with how open he'll make Miles Bridges if Miles Bridges decides to stay. We'll see. He is a restricted free agent, so at the end of the day, the Charlotte Hornets do get to decide if he leaves or not.
We'll see.
One guy you just said his name, James Harden. I think he could be out in Philly. I think we talked about it possibly in the first week. If I'm James Harden, I'm mad at Joel Embiid. and I don't know how much I want to be playing with him with all of the stuff Mr. Joel Embiid said after the loss. Sounding like he didn't want to be in Philly anymore, sounding like he really wanted to play with Jimmy Butler in Miami, saying I'm not as good of a player anymore as I was whenever I was in a Rockets uniform, which may be true, but I still don't like to hear it.
I mean, then you have to be better, James. Stop being a pussy. No, but I mean, I can understand that. I think if anything, they're gonna give it like half a season, and if James Harden does move again, I think it's gonna be by the actual deadline. But I think what you're talking about maybe like the initial spark of something if it does happen,
Mm-hmm.
if a trade happen. I just don't see it being like immediate. I think they're gonna see how it goes for a couple months.
I could see, because I think is draft night the first night teams are allowed to trade.
I'm going no, because Christian Wood just literally got traded earlier this week, which we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, but is it an official thing? Like I think it can be like talked about, but I think officially it's not official until the draft day. I could be wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Okay,
It
fuck you.
happened. Sorry, I didn't. I didn't mean it like that, but no,
Um,
it can actually happen like beforehand.
one before we do talk about the Christian Wood thing, I would like to talk about a thing that I could possibly see, which does involve the Sixers, and if James Harden is mad at Joel Embiid.
All right, hit me with it.
Joel Embiid to the Miami Heat.
I mean, I can see that.
Like,
I don't think that's really a shocker, honestly.
yeah, Joel Embiid for like I'd say like Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, and possibly asking for Tyler Harrow. If not Tyler Harrow, then if they decide Tyler Harrow is like too much in the Miami Heat system, then a couple picks or something like that.
I can see it. I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to that. I feel like if they do pair up again, it's not gonna be Jimmy in Philly. It's gonna be Embiid in Miami.
I
If it
think
does
Jimmy's going to
happen.
retire in Miami.
Uh,
He's kind of made that place
I
his
mean,
city.
I can sort of see it. I mean, I don't know that. I feel like Jimmy's a little bit unpredictable, but we'll see.
I think he really likes Eric Spoelstra. You see him like screaming on the bench with Eric Spoelstra, but I think that's just how both of them are. Jimmy's a very adamant player. Eric Spoelstra is a very loud coach. He's not loud. He's just a very confident coach in what he's doing. And I don't think that means discourse. I don't think that means anything bad. Ever since like the Heat had like they had like a big fight on the bench between Jimmy and Eric Spoelstra. I think they went on like a 13 game win streak or something one time. So it's not a bad thing to see that technically.
Mm. I mean, we'll see. It's very possible. Um, I do want to touch on the trade we had talked about the
Yes,
Christian Wood for. Let me pull up the exact trade real
I
quick.
know Boban Marjanovic was in it.
It was a couple players. So, the Rockets sent Christian Wood over to the Dallas Mavericks, and in return, the Mavericks sent over Boban, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, Marquise Chris, and the 22nd draft pick
Yeah,
to the Rockets. I think it's a fair trade off for both teams, honestly.
I honestly thought Christian Wood was worth a little bit more. I was shocked whenever I saw how like little in a sense it was. Like I thought he was worth higher than a 23rd draft pick.
Well, bro, they gave up four players and a pick for just one. I think that's a pretty valuable trade.
Hmm.
Plus, with the Rockets, they get pretty good role guys that will do good for Jalen Green. Yeah, I almost said Jalen Brown. They'll do good for Jalen Green and KPJ over there. Sengun also is another guy that we,
Sengun.
we we haven't talked about when we brought up the Rockets earlier, but I think. He's gonna be interesting to watch over there. Now that he's gonna have a lot more playing time to grow,
I agree.
I feel like he's gonna be a very valuable piece to that team. And I think they got a bunch of good role guys that are gonna definitely help him out with Trey Burke, Crisp. I don't know if they're actually gonna play Boban, probably not, but um, we'll see what they do with Boban.
He'll be
And
there to
then
keep the
Sterling.
crowd happy.
I mean, I hope so, bro. Listen, if you want to get butts and seats, you keep
Obi.
Boban on that damn team.
Yes.
There's no question about it. And then Sterling Brown, I'm not familiar with, so I can't really say anything about him.
He's just an NBA body, that's all.
But I think it's pretty good. Plus, they also get a first round draft pick out of it, so it's not terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I just thought Christian Wood was more valuable. The Rockets in with this trade, it's definitely another just let's try and get the first pick next year type of roster they're going to have. Fail for Victor Wenbenyama. I believe Wenbenyama is the number one guy next season. Um, but yeah, I think that would be a danger if they do get Victor Wenbenyama. I don't know if you know anything about him.
Not at
Very
all.
scary French man. Very tall, very long, can score the ball. He's considered one of the best draft prospects in the past few years. So Victor Wenbenyama will be really good wherever he goes. And if that isn't a Rockets uniform, I would say that this rebuild has been successful whenever you end up with Jalen Green and Victor Wenbenyama. And I guess I was saying earlier, probably Paulo Banchero in my mind, but whoever you get this year as well included in that will be really nice.
Two more interesting things about the Rockets. The Rockets have been making a lot of headlines, for me personally lately. But two more things I want to talk about is that they might potentially trade Kenyon Martin, Jr. I know that there's apparently that he had a couple suitors for him last year. I'm not familiar as to which teams they were, but I keep seeing rumors of him potentially going on draft night. Could be good. Um, so there's that, and then also I do want to talk about John Wall opting into his into his absurd contract.
Yes.
John Wall opted to a 47.4 million player option for the 2022-2023 season, leaving the Rockets with no money and nowhere to even send this man,
I
which
would like
is
you to repeat how much he is making.
47.4 million dollars.
Yes, he will be making
Forty-seven
47.4,
$47.4 million.
and he's expected to be at a value of 6.4 million this year. So he's going to be making 41 million dollars more than what he should be making based on what he played like last season, which was not at all. Um so
I just
um
find it interesting because he's that just leaves the Rockets in just such a pickle because you can't trade him because no team that massive contract. So it's like, what do you do? You just deal with John Wall for one more year? Like,
well,
do
you're
you
not gonna
actually
play
play
him.
him?
No, because I want
Like
KPJ and Jalen Green to be getting those minutes. So there's not a chance in hell I'm letting him play.
it is just an absolute mess for the Houston Rockets. Like, my
Yes.
God.
Um. He has the best job in the world. He's going to be making $47 million to. I don't even think. Does he attend the games?
I could not tell you.
I don't think he
I
was
could
on the
not
bench
tell you.
last year, and he was doing the same thing, just sitting at home, um, doing whatever. He's getting paid $47 million to raise his children. Good for that man. Very
Better be
proud of
father of
him.
the year.
He
Better be
better be.
father of the year, bro. Jesus. I
Um,
mean, I feel bad for Rockets fans because that's just money sitting there that you cannot do with anything with. It's like that just has to be frustrating just looking at that man's name on your books.
if I'm the front office, I'm actually happy because like you can kind of just be like, what do you guys want us to do as a front office? Like, we can't get rid of this. And like the fans kind of have to be like, okay, you're right. And at the same time, the front office can just lose games because they're like, we have this $47 million we can't spend, and just get these like rookies. And then this is the last year of that contract, so they're going to be $47 million free next season, to spend money whenever they'll finally get all of their draft picks, possibly being of competitive levels next season, and then go into a free agency with a lot of money on the board to use.
I mean, look, the only positive I really see out of this is that at least Jalen and KPJ are getting the proper playing time to just do their thing on the court and grow.
Yes, and
That's the
Sengun will
only
get it as well
positive.
now.
That's the only positive about this absurd amount of money
Yeah,
in having John Wall.
the only thing that could be done with that contract is trading it for Russell Westbrook, and it's just going to be Russell Westbrook to then just staying at home to recover from the trauma the Lakers fan base had given him last season, if that
Hmm.
happens.
Listen, honestly, I'd rather have Russ.
I don't know what John Wall is anymore. I don't know what he plays like. I know he's definitely going
Exactly,
to throw a
because
couple gang signs. That might add some value to my mind.
bro,
Russell
listen,
Westbrook does not throw gang signs, so
Washington, please bring him home for one more year just so that this man can fucking Dougie on his player
for
introduction. I need it.
47 million just to Dougie.
Yes, please. I need to see John Wall hit his John Wall dance and then Dougie after. Please.
He plays just one game, hits the Dougie, and then never shows up again. It's a $47 million Dougie.
I need it.
I'm here for it. Um, has anything else happened in sports? There's the NHL playoffs. 2-1 right now. The Avalanche are beating the Lightning.
I'm pissed.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I had a very realistic dream last night that the Lightning ended up winning Game 3 15-4.
I mean,
Like,
almost.
yeah, no, they won 6-2, but I woke up and they like in my dream, and like they won 15-4, and I was like, what the hell? They got hella payback for these last two games of just getting beaten down by the Avalanche. They lost 7-0 in Game 2. Lightning came back and won 6-2 this game, or this last game on Monday. Um, it's now a 2-1 series. They play again tomorrow in Tampa Bay. Um, and we'll see what happens. Lightning, just their defense needs to get it together, my guy.
I mean, it's really a home court or home field, home ice, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just being at home seems to be the theme of this series so far. If the Lightning win again tomorrow, then that theory is gonna be correct. But I just think it's just both teams are so far have been taking advantage of playing at home. So we'll see how that fares. Personally, I can easily see this going seven games, but
Well,
who knows at this point? I'm honestly just enjoying it. So
if that theory does reign true, Avalanche have home field or home ice advantage, and that would lead to a Avalanche victory. Which I think we said I could see it. I think Avalanche have the overall better team. I think the Lightning definitely have the better star power, but overall team wise, I think Colorado just goes a lot further um, than the Lightning do.
I still got Lightning in 7.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Colorado probably in 6. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's possible. You never. I mean, look, as someone who's getting into hockey for like the first time, like actually getting into hockey, like I'm not that dedicated yet. So this loss isn't gonna hurt me as much as it would someone who's been an actual fan. Like I'm still getting into it.
Yeah, they just need some Kucherov play. And
Hmm.
Steven Stamkos' goals and this entire series is turned around. So we'll see.
We will see.
Is there anything else going on in sports? Oh, the Thompson family just keeps on winning. Trace Thompson today, Klay Thompson's brother, just got traded to the uh, Los Angeles Dodgers. Since Mookie Betts is hurt, so he's going to be playing some right field for them. So congratulations, Thompson family, on that. Hopefully Mookie Betts comes back earlier, because goddamn is Trace Thompson not good at baseball.
Jesus Christ. How are you gonna big up the man and then literally say he's terrible?
I mean, it's true, but congratulations to him.
Jesus, you're awful. You know that.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't have anything on my list left.
Um. All right then. With that, I think this has been a good week. O'Neal Cruz in the majors as he should be. From this point until he retires. Free Juan Soto. R.I.P. Caleb Swanigan. Do you have anything to say?
Jeff Weltman, don't fuck this up. I
Don't
swear
fuck
to
it up.
God, if you draft a guard with this top 3 pick or with this top pick, I will literally burn my. Okay, I'm not gonna go that far because I love Markel Fultz too much, but I will become a Miami Heat fan.
We will
Do
be in the
not,
binning or in the building, Jeff.
do not draft a point guard. There's 3 big men that are there for the fucking taking. Don't
All
fuck
right.
this up, Jeff.
Jaden Ivy to the Miami or to the Orlando Magic.
Do you want me to just like jump in a river and like hit my head on a rock on the way down or something? Like, do you want me to just be out of here?
God damn.
Because that is what you're making me do with that fucking statement. Don't draft a guard, draft a fucking big man, Jeff Weltman. Please. We need this.
We'll definitely talk about it next time. But until then,
Don't fuck
adios.
this up. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. See you next week.